The Silent Betrayal. My name is Robert, and this is the story of how my life changed forever. It's a tale of love, betrayal, and the painful journey towards acceptance. I hope that by sharing it, I might find some semblance of closure and perhaps offer a lesson to others who might be walking a similar path. Sarah and I met during our college years at Cambridge. She was the kind of woman who could turn a gloomy day into sunshine with her mere presence. Her laughter was contagious, and her smile, radiant. We fell in love quickly and passionately, a whirlwind romance that seemed like it was straight out of a fairy tale. We graduated, and our lives together began in earnest. We married in a beautiful ceremony in the countryside, surrounded by family and friends. The years that followed were filled with joy and contentment. We bought a charming house in a quiet village, and Sarah continued her work as an art historian, while I pursued a career in finance. Our lives seemed idyllic, marked by shared dreams and a mutual respect for each other's passions. Over time, however, the pressures of our respective careers began to take their toll. Sarah's work became more demanding, and I found myself working longer hours at the office. We still loved each other deeply, but the emotional connection we once shared seemed to be slipping away. I noticed the subtle changes first. Sarah seemed more distant, often lost in her thoughts. We spent less time together, and our conversations became brief and mechanical. I tried to brush it off, attributing it to the stress of our busy lives. Little did I know, the distance was a symptom of something much deeper. One crisp autumn evening, I came home earlier than usual, eager to surprise Sarah with a homemade dinner. I had planned to cook her favorite dish, lasagna, and had even bought a bottle of her favorite wine. When I entered our house, I was greeted by an unusual silence. The lights were dim, and Sarah's car was parked in the driveway. I called out to her, but there was no response. I went to the kitchen, where the lasagna was still in the oven. As I walked through the house, I noticed an odd scent in the air, an unfamiliar perfume. My heart began to race, a sense of dread settling over me. The real shock came when I entered the living room. Sarah was there, but she was not alone. A man, whom I had never seen before, was sitting on our couch. They were huddled together, sharing a moment of intimacy that left me frozen in place. I stood there, numb and disbelieving, as Sarah turned to see me. Her eyes widened in shock, and the man quickly stood up, awkwardly adjusting his clothes. The room fell into an uncomfortable silence as I processed the scene before me. "Robert, Sarah began, but her voice trailed off as she struggled to find the right words. I felt a wave of anger and betrayal surge through me. "Who is he?" I demanded, my voice trembling. He's just a friend," Sarah stammered. "It's not what it looks like." The denial was futile. The man, whose name was Peter, soon made a hasty exit, leaving Sarah and me alone to confront the painful truth. The next few hours were a blur of emotions, tears, accusations, and heartbreaking confessions. Sarah admitted to an affair that had been ongoing for several months. She explained that she felt neglected and unappreciated, but her reasons did little to ease the pain. The aftermath of that night was devastating. The trust that had once been the foundation of our relationship was shattered. Despite Sarah's pleas for forgiveness and attempts to make amends, the damage was irreparable. Our conversations, once filled with love and understanding, became strained and bitter. I made the difficult decision to separate. The divorce process was arduous, filled with legal battles and emotional turmoil. I struggled to come to terms with the fact that the life I had envisioned with Sarah was now a distant memory. Each day felt like a battle, as I tried to rebuild my life from the pieces left behind. As the months turned into years, I began to find solace in the small things, my work, my hobbies, and reconnecting with old friends. Slowly, I started to heal, though the scars of betrayal remained. I realized that while Sarah's actions had hurt me deeply, they had also forced me to confront my own shortcomings and grow as an individual. I found comfort in the idea that life goes on, and that we all have the power to rebuild and find happiness again. The pain of the past became a part of my story, a chapter that shaped who I am today. I learned the importance of communication and the need to nurture relationships, no matter how busy life may get. Now, as I look back on that tumultuous period, I can see it as a part of my journey rather than the end. It was a harsh lesson, but one that taught me about resilience, self-worth, and the true meaning of trust. Sarah and I eventually went our separate ways, and though I wish things could have been different, I am grateful for the lessons learned. The experience left me with a deeper understanding of myself and a renewed appreciation for the people who truly matter in my life. This story, though painful, is a reminder that even in the face of betrayal, there is always a path forward. It's a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the ability to find hope and healing, even in the darkest of times.